What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Yota Expedition. Today we're going to be working on the 3rd gen Tundra. We're going to be swapping out these factory turn signals here in the mirror. We have our brand new ones here from Yota Expedition. These come with a smoked lens. They are brighter than your factory ones, and they are also sequential. Let's go ahead over the tools we need to do this job, and then we'll get the factory mirrors ripped apart. So when it comes to tools to get this job done, you don't really need that much. We have a trim prying tool here. We have a screwdriver with a T10 Torx bit, and then we have a T15 socket on a 1/4 inch ratchet. So let's go ahead and start ripping the mirrors apart. I would suggest taking some patience to do this. There is a lot of clips that you could potentially break in the process of this, so just take your time. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is pop the glass out. So you wanna make some room for your finger, so push the corner of the mirror all the way in, enough to get your fingers in there. Be careful, take your time. You don't crack the glass, obviously. Got that corner popped off, that corner popped off. There we go. So once you get all 4 corners popped off and you pull the glass away from the mirror itself, you're gonna find a couple of wires. You got wires for the heated mirrors, and you also have a plug here for your blind spot monitoring. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect that. Taking a closer look here at the plug for the blind spot monitoring, there is 2 clips that you have to do to get this out. So you have that clip here itself on the plug, and then you also have this that you need to push it down in order to get the plug completely out. The other 2 wires, I usually leave those attached to the glass. You can either just let it dangle, it'll be fine, or you could close the mirror and just have it sitting on the door sill. So now we're gonna go ahead and pop off this plastic piece here on the top, and that's gonna give us access to the inside of the light so we can get some of the screws off to get the turn signal out. So to get this plastic piece off on the top, we're gonna take our plastic prying tool right here above the turn signal. We're gonna put this in between the mirror housing and the other black plastic piece, and you can see I just started to get this out here, and there is 1 clip right here. And then looking on the inside of the mirror, there is 2 locations that also have clips. There's a little tab inside there that you can push down with this or like a flathead screwdriver, and you're gonna push those down. At the same time, you are also going to pull the plastic cap off. Taking a closer look here at this piece that we just popped off, you can see up here you have those 2 clips that I was talking about that you have to push down from the inside of the mirror, and those clip on right here to these 2 tabs on the mirror cap. You also have a small little tab or clip right here on the side, and then right here you have that other clip which is on this part of the mirror. Once you get those 4 things undone, this will come off. So with the mirror cap off, now we're gonna take the T15 Torx socket, and we have a total of 4 screws on the inside of the mirror, and then we have 1 on the outside. So let's go ahead and take those out. So with those 5 T15 screws out, now we can start releasing this bottom piece here from the mirror, and that's gonna give us access to the turn signal itself. So we're gonna take the trim prying tool again. We're gonna come down here right below the turn signal, and we're gonna run the plastic prying tool along here, popping the bottom out of place. So you can see right here there is a clip that attaches to the inside part of this. You're gonna have to get that undone, and once you have that undone, this here can pull away from the mirror. So now that we have these 2 separated, it's a little tight to get a screwdriver or something in there with the T10 Torx bit. So we're gonna pop, there's 1 more clip holding this other piece in place, and that'll just give us a little bit more wiggle room so that we can get in there. So that clip is right here. So we'll just pop that off like so. That'll give us a little bit more room. So in order to get the turn signal out, we have 2 screws on the backside holding that in. So we're gonna pull this back. You wanna make sure not to pull it back too far, because right here there is tension and you don't wanna crack that. So we'll pull it back just far enough and pull this out of our way also, and then we'll get our screwdriver in there with the T10, and we'll get those 2 screws removed. So we got both screws removed. Now we can just grab the turn signal, it comes right out of place. We got 1 plug there. We'll just go ahead and take that out, and then we can get the new one installed. All right, so we have our brand new turn signal here. They are labeled left and right. Right is gonna be the passenger side. So let's go ahead and get the plug back in. We'll go ahead and tuck that back down inside the mirror, get it in place, and we'll get those 2 screws reinstalled. New turn signal is installed. Now we can start the process of reassembling all of the plastic parts on the mirror. We're gonna start with this piece here. I'm gonna snap that back in place like so, and now we can get the bottom piece back in place. Also, you wanna make sure there is like these plastic pegs that go into these holes. You wanna make sure those are lined up as well. So then when you put your screws back in from the inside of the mirror, that's where the threads are. So we'll just go ahead and get everything lined up and snapped in. All the screws are back in and tight. Now we can take our mirror. We're gonna get that blind spot monitoring plugged back in. And once we have that plugged in, now we can go ahead and snap the mirror back onto the 4 pegs that hold it in place. So looking here on the inside of the mirror, you have 4 pegs, and then those have to line up with the 4 locations here on the back side of the glass. It might take a little bit to get all 4 of them clipped in, but you wanna make sure that they are all in so that your mirror doesn't fall off. Got the glass snapped back in place, and now our last piece is just the mirror cap. So we'll go ahead and get that lined up. Snap that in place, and that's it. Just go ahead and readjust your mirror, and you're done. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap on the new sequential turn signals here for the 3rd gen Tundra. As you can see, these look much better than the OEM ones. No more chrome, they are much brighter, and they also have the sequential function. If you guys wanna pick up a set of these for your Tundra, you can click the link in the description or head over to yotaexpedition.com. If you have any questions about this install, ask me down below in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next one.